So back for the final match of the day here at the Gerald McGavin Rugby Pavilion here at UBC Wolfson Fields, Vancouver, BC. This is going to be a tasty matchup here this afternoon between Newfoundland and BC1's under-18 men. Newfoundland having a tough tournament so far as we take a quick look at the standings in the U18 division. And BC1 is 1-1, and Newfoundland is also 1-1. So a couple 1-1 teams here, so both sitting with 5 points in the table. Ontario and Alberta sitting with 9 points in that same table, and so all to play for here, both teams. And looking at the lineup, we have in the BC1 team Nick Hildebrand, Thomas Chung, and Suda Ratcliffe, Foster DeWitt in the second row, and Jack Reiner, Jenner Tufel, and Nathan Sawchuk in the back row, along with Luke Bradley at number 8. Morgan Tate's the scrum half, Giuseppe Dutois the fly half. In the centers, Chris Miles and Peter Stockton. Thomas Valikaki and Theo Sauter are the wings, and Harjan Gill is the fullback. Callie Martinez, Louis Retef, and Jonas Blomberg, Thomas Choi, Drew Coles, Spencer Miller, and Ben Bethune are on the bench and will figure into this 1 hour game. So the lineup from Newfoundland featuring just last names only. I just got this handed to me. So O'Keefe, Salmon, Kaler, Newbrook, Murphy, and Ryan in the back row, Tompkins at 7 and Lacey at 8, Pomeroy at scrum half, and Johnson is the fly half. And we'll go through some of these other names shortly as we get ready to get underway. Back in a moment. So the two teams huddled up, having last moment words before this battle royale tips off here. British Columbia 1 wearing gold jerseys, and they will be playing from right to left. Newfoundland, burgundy jerseys, and they'll be playing from left to right. This will be a physical contest. Newfoundland likes to throw the bodies around. Player to watch on the BC side, Giuseppe Dutois, the fly half. Huge kicker, both place kicker and from hand. He can really make a difference strategically. Newfoundland getting this game underway. That is Johnson, the fly half. Not found any sets of hands yet, bouncing around. Now Newfoundland's come away with it. Sorry, folks, a loose cable there on the camera. Lost picture for a moment, but we're back to normal service as Newfoundland retaining possession now at the 22-meter line of British Columbia. Tight service from Lacey, the scrum half. Driving in hard, and a good sustained bit of pressure to open this game. And is Newfoundland going to score? Yes, they are, and the hand goes up. And lots of support for Newfoundland here this afternoon, and try given, and Newfoundland on the board first as referee David Crisp awards the try. So 5-0 sets things up nicely for the team from Newfoundland. Be tough conversion from far out left of the posts, almost at the touch line. It's a good looking kick, but it'll fall short and to the left.
Let's go, BC!
But really, BC not touching that ball from the kickoff, and it's been a tremendous effort. So Newfoundland now has received that ball back from BC in behind their own 22. And boys from BC would desperately love to play with the rugby ball as well, but they just haven't had a chance. Newfoundland playing a very controlled style of rugby, just phase after phase. It's going well in the early going. They're a patient team. Things might be touching off early here as I see the flanker Tompkins just reeling from a hit on the Newfoundland side, and now a flag coming out from the assistant referee. That's Michael Jones coming out to advise Crisp that he might have seen something, because Newfoundland flanker Jones sort of came out of the mall situation holding his face, so maybe he received a punch or got retaliated on for something he did. Don't know quite what the story is on that. So warnings being issued and a penalty back at the spot of the infringement, and BC will go back 10 meters. Kind of surprised Crisp is going with the gold jersey, a bit of a color clash with the BC team. He might get a pass down the wing yet during this game. Newfoundland kicking to touch. Be a line out. The hooker is Salmon. That ball goes to the back and the line out to Tompkins, the flanker. Ball stays Newfoundland side, and I mean the possession has been just impressive. Now penalty coming again against BC. Advantage will be played here. It's Tompkins again with the ball in hand, and he is really making things happen out there from the back row of Newfoundland. And now we'll come back to the original infraction. So BC getting pinged early and often here in this match here at 3 o'clock. They have just not lost control of this ball at all. Most impressive play by Newfoundland as Salmon, the hooker, driving in. Great service from Pomeroy now. Bit of a lob pass back. First into the line from the tackle. Now that ball's knocked on. Really first chance this afternoon for BC with ball in hand. Advantage being played from that knock on. Has it been gained yet? Not just. Now driving past the gain line. And now another penalty for BC. Oh, and it's just been reversed. Crisp indicated it was a penalty against BC, and now it's gone against Newfoundland, yet now he's having a chat with the BC player and captain. That's a long kick down the field into touch, and Newfoundland again putting BC1 under pressure. Steep pass backwards now. BC trying to get out from under their own end here. Big tackles being made by Newfoundland to stop the forward advance. And the drift defense coming right across now to the outside edge. Here's a chance for British Columbia to make a real trip in the Newfoundland half now. Great run of some 50 meters by BC. One hopper into the hands of Theo Souter. He was playing fullback in the game yesterday. That ball gone just a little deep. It'll be a 22-meter dropout. So Newfoundland will restart this 22-meter dropout. High floating offering BC now. Great first up move by Nathan Sawchuk. Goes up to the right side there. Ball coming back for Morgan Tate, the scrum half. Distributes well to Giuseppe Dutoit. And now the outside center, Peter Stockton. And he offloads to the wing, who's bundled into touch. And that was Thomas Ivaliki. Thomas Ivaliki nearly making it to the line. Stolen by BC. Great defensive jump. Just 1 meter out now. Can BC get that ball across the line? And they have. I believe that's Thomas Chung, the hooker, who's gotten that across. And so now we are tied at 5-all here in this first half. And we're still having some cabling issues on that camera. We're cutting in and out picture-wise there, so it might be just a loose connection with the BNC cable there. Still flickering, but we'll fight through it here. And that kick's gone through the post, so British Columbia taking the lead now 7-5 with the conversion from Dutoit. Folks, audio still feeding here. We're just trying to rejig. There's a loose cable connection there. Just seems to be flickering in and out a little bit, but stay with us. It's not your computer, and that looks a little better, but it just still keeps dropping in and out a little bit. Just talking to our cameraman. Restart to British Columbia. Picture looking good now. Big run now by the flanker from British Columbia, Sawchuk. Can he outdistance the cover D? No, he'll be reined in. Can he get the pass away is the bigger question. He's put that ball to ground. Pressure time for Newfoundland. Tight spin pass to the fly half, Tate. Sorry, Dutois is the fly half. And keeping it is Tate, the scrum half, but he offloads just at the line. That'll be a try. Out in the far corner, we'll find out who that was. We'll try and find that try score for you in a moment. But it's British Columbia taking a 12-5 lead now. Dutois with a tough kick on the right side there. Back in a moment. So the kick does not go through and the score stays 12-5. A couple of big tries for British Columbia in the last couple of minutes. And now another penalty. Boy, Crisp will have to start pulling out some cards soon because there's been just repeated infringements at the breakdown. Got to stay on your feet when you're at the ruck, and BC didn't do that. So Newfoundland here with another chance. They're going to put this into the corner and take their chances with the rolling maul. sorry folks, a troublesome cable, and we're trying to resolve it. And in the meantime, you've missed a try from Newfoundland, and so the score is now up to 12-10. The conversion missed. We've tried to jury rig the cable that's giving us a headache. You might see some flicker, but you'll have a picture anyway. So we apologize for that. So now a yellow card to number 4 for BC, and that is Foster DeWitt, who is going to go off. And so Newfoundland here really sitting pretty, having scored 2 tries already in this game. BC leads 12-10, but they'll be down a man, and against this physical Newfoundland squad, that might be a tall order to absorb for 10 minutes. That's the kick to touch that Newfoundland was looking for. The hooker is Salmon. He'll put this in and overshoots his target, but Newfoundland coming away with it anyway. Pretty high shot there on the flanker, Tompkins. And look at BC really punishing or Newfoundland punishing the BC forwards as they're down a man. They are going to try and put on all kinds of pressure. Well, 3-man pod driving to the right now. Now, getting that out wide to the fly half, Johnson. Stepping inside now, the inside center, Bissett. And the phases just keep coming from Newfoundland. Not always getting past the gain line, but now BC guilty of being offside. Newfoundland taking advantage of that straight away. They know as long as BC's down a man that they will have to just keep the tempo high, force the mistakes. Oh, nearly a giveaway there by Newfoundland, but they gather it back in. Oh, now another chance here. No, crossing the call behind the play. The Newfoundland player without the ball crossed in front of the player with the ball, preventing a possible tackle, says Crisp. So BC getting a free get out of jail card there on that one. Jump from BC taken cleanly by the remaining second row there. Jack Rayner, his partner Foster DeWitt on the sideline with a sin bin. Big contact taking place. Oh, that was a forward pass picked up by Crisp and by Jones on this side. So just a little over eager by BC as they found a seam. Now it'll be scrum down for Newfoundland. They'll have the put in. So the number 8 for Newfoundland's dropped off so that the scrum numbers will match up against British Columbia, who's also dropped their number 8 to have a second row and 2 flankers. That's Lacey that's dropped off at the back of the scrum now. Indirect, and BC really having some problems here now as Newfoundland continues to take advantage of their errors with an indirect penalty now. Pass straight back, bit of a delay. BC drifting across, trying to get to the ball carrier. They've done so, but the ball's coming back right now. Slicing past the gain line. It's the inside center, Bassett. And what I can say about this Newfoundland team is they're patient. They're just happy to get the little gains, 2 and 3 meters at a time, and always someone in pursuit, in support. What they're doing, big gap now, wide open. Oh, and the no-look over the head pass, and another one keeps things alive. That was a great pass by Johnson, the fly half from Newfoundland, to keep that drive alive. And now the time off, and will Crisp be having a chat with someone else now? I think the assistant referee on that side, Mason, has come over to say he spotted something. So BC coming up to where the ball is spotted, and now I think Crisp will want to have a quick word with skipper from Newfoundland. Could we be in a card situation here? Not sure, but when an assistant referee gets involved, it's usually of a sufficient level. Yes, going to his pocket, and that looks like a red card to me. Maybe there was a dump tackle back there, but yeah, he's not even going to go to the sin bin. His day is done. Red card, going back to his team's bench in shock. Didn't pick up the number of the player that just got sent off. It was number 19, Sims. So Sims off for the rest of the game. So equal strength right now as the BC second rower, DeWitt, waits to return to the game, but then it'll be 15 on 14, and life could get significantly different for Newfoundland at that point, having to play shorthanded the rest of the game. That's Rayner taking that one in the line out, flat pass just to the gain line. BC working it hard now. I think they're appreciating the fact that they're at even strength. Now that's a good pass from Morgan Tate. So we're gonna have another scrum here, and so this will be an equal strength scrum. We'll try and find out for you at halftime what that red card was for. So this, taking some time to get this organized, get the scrum going. Now they come together, not too cleanly, but Newfoundland able to handle it. Oh, and that's a bit of a fling pass there. A duo of BC tacklers smothering the Newfoundland player, but now the offload has resulted in some movement past the gain line. Spinning around, getting it back to number 22. Chip and chase by the fly half Johnson. Couple of big first up moves. Oh, and a little shorts malfunction there for Harjan Gill, I think. Oh, that was 13. Peter Stockton, who showed his best side there. Huh? So in fact, the red card to Mitchell Ryan, not Sims, as previously reported. So that is the Newfoundland player that has been sent off. We're hearing it was a punch to the head, and so that is a red card offense. Tip tackles, punch to the head, those types of things can result in the red, and he'll probably have to serve another game suspension before coming back into this tournament. They do have at least 2 more games, depending on how things go here today. Again, we have to apologize. Our little connector to our cameras just tried a few things, but it's just cutting in and out just a little bit. We're not going to lose picture completely. It's just going to flicker, and you may think it's your monitor at home, but we'll do our best to resolve that issue overnight, as this is the last game of the day here on day 3. BC engaging early. They'll set that one again. Had a lot of scrums in this game, and short-handed scrums at that, as it looks like DeWitt will be coming back shortly. He's warming up a little bit over on that far sideline where he's serving that sin bin. But then the scrums will remain short-handed because I believe Mitchell was in the forwards. Bit of a half break by the flanker, Tufel. Tate. He's found Giuseppe Dutois. Offload quickly, but spilled ball from Theo Sauter, the wing. "27 minutes gone in this game as we have the return of DeWitt. And this will be a measure of this Newfoundland team, how they react once things are full strength for British Columbia. Not impossible. It's been done before that a shorthanded team can beat a team with 15 players, but it takes a lot of discipline and hard work. And the good news is that these are 2 30-minute halves. It's not like you're trying to do it for 80 minutes. So just might, with reserves and strategic changes, pull off the trick. Picture's cutting right out. We apologize as it goes in goal. We'll take a look at this at halftime and see what else can be done, as this is becoming a real problem for us. Whatever you did just there, keep that up. But we have a scrum now for British Columbia. Good drive, and now it's Tate. Offloads, but spilled ball now hacked through by Newfoundland. And now right into the hands of a waiting Newfoundland player. So Newfoundland, despite being short-handed now, playing more of the rugby right now. Spin pass by Pomeroy, the scrum half. Ball straight back. Fullback for BC, taking that in, Will Harjan-Gill. And some Deft footwork. Oh, and the dummy pass sold well. 2 runners beaten. A third fended off. 1 more to go. Oh, and then a final try-saving tackle. But what a run by number 11, Tomasai Valaiki. Dying minutes of this first half, and BC would like to put another score across. Just 5 meters out now. Detroit offloads. That'll be a try to the inside center, Chris Miles.
So patience has paid off for BC. So they extend the lead to 17.
To 10 with the conversion kick to come. Giuseppe Detroit, one of the stronger kickers at this tournament. First day of the tournament, he kicked one on this field. Now, I was saying this is their first appearance. They did on the first day. Were also featured because he kicked one over the post, over the fence, and onto the street, and made a car hit the brakes pretty hard. And that's some distance from where he kicked it from to where the street and clearing the fence is. So he's a come-around kicker, almost parallel to the ball now. And then he'll take a short run up and gets the full force of his leg swinging around like a golf club. Oh, and he's hit that well. Flags go up and stops before the fence. Making the score 19-10, and still time for another kickoff. Don't forget, we had a couple of cards handed out, and that ate up some time. And so probably by our clock, we've got maybe 1.5, 2 minutes to go here until halftime. Interesting restart straight up the middle. Big rollicking run by Ratcliffe, and it's met with a huge tackle by Newfoundland. Ball spinning out the side and into touch. The BC player goes, and now we're at halftime. And so we'll take a quick break here and see if we can deal with these technical issues of this cable. And we'll be back with second half action from Gerald McGavin Rugby Pavilion at UBC. You're watching the National Championship Rugby Festival. Back with more in a moment. So back to second half action here. As BC kicks off to Newfoundland. Scores 19-10 for British Columbia. Just to recap, there's been a red card to Newfoundland, and the player was Mitchell that got sent off. And so BC is back to full strength after their send-off. It's still a tight game. As Basil Crosby reminded me, the bulk of this U18 team from Newfoundland won a silver medal a few years ago, playing a couple of men short in the final game against Ontario. So they're kind of used to pitching in and helping each other out. Question will really become how well reserves are used off the bench, as the drop pass betrays the go forward there. So it's going to be scrum time here with BC getting the put in. Remember, because BC are shorter, or Newfoundland are shorter forward, the number 8 for British Columbia, Luke Bradley, has also dropped off. So he'll be back as an extra defender to the right of the fly half, Giuseppe Dutoit. Bit of a flop pass there by Tate to Dutoit. And now they're finding the gaps. Chris Miles, and flipping the pass now out to the outside center, Stockton. BC starting to find some ways through. Oh, poor pass, like to have that back. That was Bradley. Now a long blast of the whistle, and Newfoundland will have to retreat 10 meters. They've done well to not engage the player inside that 10-meter zone. Center of the posts, driving now to within a meter of the line. Posts shaking as players knocking into it. And how long can Newfoundland sustain this pressure? And now a penalty as BC players left their feet at the breakdown. So just what Newfoundland needed to clear their lines here. It's a tough clearance kick from in front of the posts. It's mostly about just getting it into touch, not picking up a lot of yards. You want to just get that line out and reset yourself there. Boy, that is a great touch finder, though. Look at that. That's good. 20, 25 meters, well, 22 meters anyway, on the angle. Did a great job to get that ball out there and give some breathing space for the line out. Now the question is, can BC, well, see now BC's matching up numbers in the line out there. And an overthrow. BC hand has gotten there. Has there been a knock on? Yes, there has. And it'll be a knock on against BC. So Newfoundland will have the put in. And so opportunity lost for British Columbia defensively on the jump there. And so some changes being made now. I think that's O'Grady going off. O'Keefe. Okay, so I don't have any first names, only last names, and the numbers don't match. So keep your cards and letters at home, because I'm not working with much here in terms of the Newfoundland lineup. But so Justin Hayward coming on for Alex O'Keefe. Now, big run by the number 8 for British Columbia, Luke Bradley, and he scores. Sustained pressure from British Columbia results in the try. pushing the score to 24 to 19. Sorry, 24 to 10. So it'll be Dutois with the conversion kick coming just a couple of meters in from this near touchline. Right-footed kicker, he'll like this setup here. Just a light breeze blowing into his face, maybe 2-3 kilometers an hour. Oh, and he struck that poorly, and that's gone well left of the posts, and he'll not think about that kick again ever in his life. Put that into the out folder. So 14-man Newfoundland will restart this. Great take by Morgan Tate, the scrum half. He gets it out to Dutois. And they fancy their chances back from inside their own 22 with that kind of pace. I guess they should. Now things starting to unravel for Newfoundland a little bit as the pace of BC becoming unmanageable, but the forward pass stops any further attack. So Newfoundland will have the scrum here inside their own half. Waiting for this scrum to set now. Maybe a bit of an early engagement there, no indication from Crisp, who's changed his kit. He was definitely in a color clash with British Columbia in the first half, identical gold jersey, and probably distracting for the BC players as well as for Newfoundland players. Imagine he was more worried he was going to get tackled than getting a pass from BC. Because, you know, sometimes you just react out of the corner of your eye and think someone's trying to get by you. It might be a referee trying to get around the edge of a ruck, and you'd have a real problem. And now, captain being called forward. Harjan Gill is coming all the way forward and getting some instructions from Crisp. Actually, that's not Gill. That is number 13, Peter Stockton. So Stockton will trot back. He's providing some deep cover, and Newfoundland not out of this game by any stretch. Just 14 points adrift. What they've got to do is tighten things up a little defensively and do what they're doing now, which is playing BC's end. And be patient. I mean, there's a lot of time left in this second half. And if they can score the next points in this game, even if it's a penalty, it could be their way back. Nice take in the line. Oh, it looked like New Hook back there. Ball to ground now. They need to do something with it. One hopper pass to the fly half, Johnson. Now Pomeroy losing some ground here, and now the tackle, loosening the ball from the fullback, Jarnson. Things getting a little scrappy around the edges. We'll take the knock on, and British Columbia 1 will have the put in here. Normal circumstance, you might, if you were Newfoundland, set up for a kick deep into their own half, but think they sense that BC intend to attack from every part of the park. So the back line really setting up for matching numbers in attack. And the fullback Bjarnson maybe just hanging back a little bit until he sees what's on offer. Doesn't want to totally commit to coming into the line until he knows there's not going to be a kick over the top. It's a bit of a waiting game. Tate. Giuseppe Dutois, delayed pass through the middle as suspected, and that has been Bethune. Ball's gone to ground. Again, Tate doing well. Quick distribution. Now there's a break. Newfoundland players there to absorb the pressure and take the man down. Low pass betrays Dutois. So it'll be a scrum for Newfoundland. Now, opposites can be said about this as they're playing shorthanded. They'll want to just get this ball out of town and down the park and play in BC's end, even if it's giving British Columbia one the line out. They can live with that. They can maybe get lucky on a defensive line out and get that ball back. So really Newfoundland setting up their structure for the clearance kick down the line. Oh, they haven't managed to do that. Now scarpering around is Pomeroy, and he's done well to elude several tacklers. Staying on his feet, spinning around. Now he goes to ground. Oh, that's the hooker, Salmon, going up the middle. He's rocked backwards. Pass out to the wing, kick, charge down. Everyone on side, but that ball goes into touch. Went off the BC player, so it'll be Newfoundland throw-in. It's 24-10 with about 10 minutes gone in this second half. Folks, will be a full day of broadcasting tomorrow as we try and work out what the playoff schedule is. Check the website and we'll tell you what games are being played on Field 1 tomorrow. You'll be able to tell by the schedule as it stands now if you can follow wins, losses, etc. of your team. But we'll actually put the schedule together after our day is complete here. So check the National Festival Rugby.com website. Figure out if you can watch your team on Field 1. Oh, huge tackle. And the crowd appreciating the physical play there as the British Columbia player upends a Newfoundland player, but now a penalty. And British Columbia now time off, and there could be a card. I don't think it was a dump tackle. I don't think it was a dangerous tackle, but there might be a situation here. Yes, and it's a yellow card, it's a yellow card to Giuseppe Dutois. Or no, that's, 13, Stockton. So the captain off the field. And, it was a big tackle, but certainly I don't believe the player was upended. I guess referee Crisp saw differently. And so now we'll be at 14-on-14 for 10 minutes as, of course, the Newfoundland red card continues. Well, that's a good touch-finding kick, nearly knocked back into play, but not quite. And so Newfoundland with a real chance here now, even numbers for the first time in about 15 to 20 minutes in this match. And so will a flanker, it looks like a flanker will drop back and fill one of the center or wing spots so that there's not a mismatch in the back line. So they'll play shorthanded, BC will, against Newfoundland in the lineout. Now the rolling maul organized here very well, moving some 4 or 5 meters, but don't forget now, you've got to move that ball out of there. You can't keep it in there all day with the new laws. Newfoundland doing very well to get that ball back into play. Oh, and there's a bit of a seam, half break. spinning, twisting. That's O'Grady. Newfoundland with a real chance, building up the pressure here against BC. Going up the blind side now. The flanker, Tompkins, he's bundled into touch. And it'll be a BC lineout now. So now this is going to be a big defensive jump for Newfoundland. Can they get their hands up high enough and just mess with the ball a little bit? And look, they've jumped early. And now clean take. But the pass back through the end zone and disaster for British Columbia. It'll be a scrum 5 for Newfoundland now with that misguided pass going over the dead ball line. Real chance here for Newfoundland if they can organize a big push here. Maybe wheel that scrum so British Columbia's forwards are going to Newfoundland's left. And then maybe a little run from the back of the scrum here. They're going to bring it in a few meters. So lots of interesting things afoot. It's kind of hard to wheel a scrum with just 2 second rows and 2 flankers. It's really, you need that 8-man to sort of steer the boat. That ball managed to stay in. Well done, and now clean transfer, cutting back inside. Phalanx of BC tacklers there as a reception party for the Newfoundland backline. Now the huge maul is on. Everyone's committed to that. It's gone in unplayable, and it'll be scrum to BC. And that was a quick 5 Mississippi, but you know, that ball did not come out, was not playable. And so difficult spot for British Columbia. They'll have to try and fling that back to their left as they're looking down the field, and then knock the ball down the park with a big kick. That scrum wheeling a bit, trouble time. They're trying to offload and maybe kick that down the park. Now they're just counterattacking. And it's a great job by the wing, Theo Sauter. Sorry, that's 24. That is, I think that's Callie Martinez, 24. He's the replacement hooker for BC. He's okay. That's the flanker for BC there. Maybe a bit of an early push there by Newfoundland, but Crisp is satisfied. Ball at the back feet now, quickly taken by Pomeroy. He's found a gap. Oh, and he did choose the wrong option, trying to chip over the top, but really running out of space there. I think if he had backed himself, he might have carried a player into the in goal with him, but scored the try. But maybe right thinking, wrong place and time. So it'll be a 22-meter dropout as a result. Newfoundland taking that ball over the line. The restart now, they're looking to go deep, and they've had enough of Newfoundland's visit in their end. Now the counter. Oh, and that's some good running. That's good straight up hard-nosed running by Newfoundland. Quick passing down the line. Oh, big rollicking run by the second row. Can he fend off that tackler? No, he can't. It was Murphy. The great run. Now it's number 8, Lacey. Big long blast of the whistle. BC. Hands in the ruck there. They got pinned for it. Looked like it was Callie Martinez who was, oh, I misidentified. That is not Martinez because they don't have a 24 on their roster, so we'll just keep him nameless unless someone can come up with it. And that ball nearly went too far. Oh, so that ball went, the clearance kick or the kick to touch went through the end zone, so touch wasn't found by Newfoundland, so it's a 22-meter dropout for BC now. Wasn't immediately evident, and now the dropout, and that'll go into touch on the far sideline. All things considered, with the yellow cards, etc., it's been fairly evenly matched game, but BC having a torrid patch there for a few minutes and scoring a couple of tries, but things have definitely settled down on both sides of the ball, and both teams playing hard and trying to get into the end zone again, and it's just not that easy. Playing equal strength right now. But BC will have the man advantage in a few minutes. Well, ball's gone to ground. The captain, Stockton, waiting to come back into this game. So that's part of the interesting thing of these U18 teams is, you know, how they have to learn to deal with adversity. Playing shorthanded, what adjustments do you make? And you know, the coach can't always tell you this stuff. You got to figure it out. You can't just bring players on and take them off willy-nilly. You got to manage your resources. And so there's probably a number of players playing out of position on both sides of the ball as they make adjustments. Pomeroy for Newfoundland to get this ball in. And adjustment for Pomeroy is he's got no number 8, so that ball's coming out pretty quick out of the back of the scrum. Spinning back right, quick hands down the line, no look pass. Does not help Newfoundland's cause. Advantage being played, but BC well behind the advantage line. Now driving up. Well taken by Drew Coles, number 20 for BC. Driving back inside off his knees, fling pass back to Giuseppe Dutoit. Theo Sauter now, he's making good inroads. Ball presented back, quickly taken by the scrum half, Tate. Dutoit, it's number 8, Bradley. Oh, and Tate nearly lost that ball with a challenging Newfoundland player. There could be an opportunity here now for BC, and across they go. Looked like 14, Theo Sauter for British Columbia. So still about 10 minutes left in this game. And just keeping an eye on Stockton over there, when he'll be coming back into this game. I think they might be back at even strength now. I think Stockton is back on. Dutoit's kicking boots might need some new batteries. Not having a great day kicking at goal. Number 21, Spencer Miller, coming on for British Columbia. And he'll replace the fullback, Harjan Gill. I don't think that's Harjan Gill. I think they've reversed their jerseys there, 13 and 15, Stockton. Penalty. Newfoundland leaving their feet at the breakdown. Just as Newfoundland comes back into BC's end, BC tries to go the other way. Some good fight back from the Newfoundland defenders. Tate to Twa, getting it out wide now. Big run up the wing now. That's the center, actually. But acting like a wing, chip and chase. Newfoundland will have to deal with that. Bjarnson. Or is that Pomeroy? Maybe that's the scrum half, Pomeroy. Yeah, it is. So he did well, and he's absolutely gassed after that run. Quick throw in before Newfoundland can really reset. And real pressure time now for Newfoundland. They're playing shorthanded again, and I think they're really starting to feel how hard it is to fill the gaps. Another try scored as we try and pick up that number. (34-10) the score, and see if Giuseppe Detroit can get the extras here. As I said, he's been having a tough time, and we thought we'd lost him, but he's back now. It's Brian Kelly. We lost one of the headphones there, but I want to just throw on channel 2 there. And my marathon broadcasting day just about over. Good to see you.
Doing a good job here, Doug. Happy to be joining you again. It's been a busy day around here at the National Championship Festival. We're walking around with Adam Kleberger. Been chatting with fans and saying hello to everybody and signing autographs and taking lots and lots of photos. So it's a great to have him around. And we see, I'm sure you've mentioned it before, we've got members of the BC Bears standing in front of us. They've got their big clash tomorrow against the Wolfpack, and that one will be streamed live here from Gerald McGavin at UBC as we get the restart high coming back in from Newfoundland. Thrown back there by the number 4 from BC as we play moves on. Give you a bit of a break here, Doug.
Sure. And warning, Newfoundland lineup not that complete, so proceed at your own risk. Yellow card now for number 22 from Newfoundland. Looks like, who would that be,
It was
Basil?
Murphy.
Murphy. So, boy, there's been a few cards in this game now, and so it'll be 15-on-13 now for probably the remainder of this game. Yes, it will be. So Newfoundland's really got to dig deep now to stop the bleeding.
Great pace there from Dutoit, just exploding that 10-12 channel. Now BC, numbers on the left, popping it back on the inside. Good run there by the big man. Number 4. BC. I believe that ball went off the Newfoundland player, but play moves on as it's chipped in.
Mark called back there by Newfoundland.
Smart call there by the Newfoundland player just to slow things down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good to see Adam Kleberger again. He looks like he's nearly back to fighting trim. He was down at that Sevens tournament in Cali, Colombia just a week and a half ago, and said he really enjoyed getting back into contact, and
it was
really
a really
high-level stuff.
Felt like he was Grandpa Kleberger in that trip, though, because he was with 5 or 6 guys of the under-20 team. Your Pat Kay, Jordan Sandover Best, Jack Smith.
Dealing with some amateur hour moments on the road.
Yeah, I'm sure, but you know, the boys came home. They beat a very strong France team in the finals to come home with a bronze medal from the World Games. So they had a couple of tough losses, but still really strong performance. So it's nice to see Klebs back. It's difficult when you have 2 shoulder surgeries in 18 months following a pretty heroic Rugby World Cup campaign in 2011 in New Zealand.
That's what happens when you smash into brick walls all the time that are made out of human flesh and bone. You know, just putting some hard miles on that flanker body. Maybe the Sevens game's a little kinder to him, you know. That's the racehorse kind of rugby.
As we await the scrum just outside Newfoundland 22. It'll be a BC put-in.
So I think things are getting tough with Newfoundland shorthanded, and a lot of players are playing out of position to make some adjustments here. That's where you're seeing a lot of these resets, and it's just not a normal, stable 8-man scrum. So everyone's having to make an, just counter for the unbalance.
Only a couple minutes left as BC get tackled just at the base of the scrum. Spinning it out. Dutois, he's got options. And that's bobbled by the number 22.
And that'll be full time. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, I thought I could just get myself on the score sheet there and pop in for the last couple minutes, give you a bit of a breather.
That's right.
And yeah, so I want to thank everybody for listening to Doug Cross all day. We'll be back tomorrow with...
Probably wasn't fair to a lot of people, but...
you in particular.
Yeah.
Well, another day of the National Championship Festival in the books here from UBC, beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia. Brian Kelly just stepping in for the last icing on the cake here. Doug Cross doing all the hard yards in this commentary. Lots of great rugby happening here tomorrow.
But it's going to be mostly stuff that we'll have to fill people in on tomorrow. But on Field 1, it looks like it's going to be all day of U16 boys, I believe. Looking at the color chart.
Yeah, so it'll be U16 men. It's going to be from 9 a.m., 10:45, 12:30, and 2:15, and those are your bowl rounds, your bowl semifinals, and your cup semis. So those will be happening until 2:15.
Those are already on the website. If you check the U16 schedule for tomorrow, as a matter of fact, why don't we do that? Just set everyone up for what they can watch tomorrow here before we sign off, and so we'll go to the U16 section. Nothing like live television. And I think I've lost my internet connection. So what you want to do is go to nationalfestivalrugby.com, and we've reseeded the U16s, and so now everyone knows who's playing where, and that'll be the schedule you see tomorrow as we start at 9 a.m. and work our way through till I think about 2:15. Not sure about those under 14 games just yet. They may be moved off the main pitch. And then 7 o'clock tomorrow night, the Wolfpack taking on the BC Bears. CRC action, that'll be a lot of fun. This place will be rocking with all these kids here to watch the game, plus regular BC fans. So thank you, my friend, and we will knock it on the head for today. All games archived on the National Festival Rugby website or the Rugby Canada YouTube channel right away for you to enjoy for your viewing pleasure. That's all from now. Bye from Vancouver.